let's talk about job offers.
Okay.
Everybody thinks in today's world, there's a lot of restructuring in corporate America, and it's a lot of the same. Going back to the financial crisis, it was a lot of the same issue. A lot of people unemployed, a lot of unemployment, a lot of disruption in people's jobs, and companies mistakenly thought that they could use that disruption to their advantage. And I think what they found out was good people, the really good people, no matter what the economy, are still very, very hard to get. Because at the end of the day, if you think a person's good, I guarantee you your competitor does too. And, if word gets out that, hey, look, so-and-so may be looking. I just pulled the CEO. Of the company. I just pulled this guy out of GE. I just recruited him out of GE.
Okay.
And he was given an incredibly lucrative offer.
Okay.
And GE got angry.
Yeah.
He was a key player in the organization. And, at no time did anybody come to him and say, hey, look, we like you. We like you a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, we really like you. What do you want? What could we give you now that would make you say no to every executive recruiter in the world? What would that look like? But nobody did that because everybody has their own little silos. They think, oh, so-and-so is very loyal. Yeah.
Right.
So-and-so is a good worker. So-and-so is coming up our path. He's on our management track. He's on our fast track. Well, hey, look, the best plans in the world are disrupted by something you never see. You think about the retail apocalypse, was created by this little company called Amazon. Never saw it coming.
No.
The airlines have now been disrupted by this little thing called COVID. So, when you think you're all fat, dumb, and happy, and all your best employees are on board, loyal, kicking butt, ready to go, maybe that's the time you need to be sitting back and going, hey, wait a second. What do we need to do now to make sure that you say no to everybody else? And if we do that for you, will you say no to everybody else?
Yeah.
How about we give you a contract, 3-year contract, with, at the end of the 3 years, you get $1 million worth of stock. Yeah, that might make me say no.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
So, I think it's all about, understanding the mindset of, I think that companies every day, be it their product, their people, their processes, their industry, every day they got to be saying, what's out there that could possibly ruin my day, my business? What would happen if? I mean, like from a personal standpoint, I live my life very financially conservative. I have no debt. I have no debt. I have my house is paid off, my cars are paid off, my credit cards are paid off. And why do I live that way? Because I'm self-employed, and to be levered up is, it just puts me in a position where I don't want to be. So I think that companies need to be doing the same thing with people. And understanding what people want. And it was kind of like it's kind of like, you and I were talking before we started recording this. It's, what do people want? And
you made a really good point that like the companies are very focused on job descriptions, their own management tracks and things like that, and not really taking into account that person is a human being. It doesn't necessarily fit into the silo.
So, great. Everything is a negotiation. And the best way to start the negotiation is, what do you want? If I'm talking to a company, what are you thinking about? What do you want? What's the role? Not what's the role. What are you trying to achieve? Where are you trying to go? As the company, to me, as a potential executive or candidate to go to work for that company, they're better going, what do you want from a career standpoint? What do you want from a leadership standpoint? What do you want from a business standpoint? And it still makes me laugh. We're talking about this offline. This goes back about 10 years ago, and company was having a hard time filling a contracts role. And they wanted a lawyer. They wanted somebody who had gone through law school, who was admitted to the bar, who had experience negotiating aviation contracts. And they found a person, they found a guy who lived 20 minutes away. It's the easy button. Hey, here's the salary. You good with it? Yeah, I'm good with it. Here's the location. You good with it? Yeah, I'm good with it. It's 20 minutes from my house. Here's the job. You good with it? Yeah, I'm good with it. What are you not good with? I'm not good with the title. What do you mean you're not good with the title? Well, the title is Director of Contracts. I'm an attorney. I'm admitted to the bar. I want to be Director of Contracts Counsel because I don't want to be just a contracts person. If I'm just a contracts person, it kills my legal career.
Yeah.
They got angry. Company got angry at that.
Yeah.
Why does he think that he can do this? Who does he think he is to ask for this? Well, who does he think he is? He thinks he's a guy that wants the title counsel. Who are you to ask?
Right.
So a lot of heartburn either way could have been.
Yeah, all saved by just asking the question, what do you want? Yeah. And in that particular case, it wasn't anything that really cost the company anything. They tried to take a stand on principle, I guess, but they weren't looking at it as a negotiation.
Hey, look, it's not trying to figure out world peace or stop climate change. We're talking about, what is it going to take to get a great person in your company or to take a great person to stay in your company? Here's what it's going to take. If you can get there, cool. Do it. If you can't get there, you say, I can't get there. I can meet you halfway. I can meet you a third of the way. Here's what I can do. But if I do this for you, it causes problems in my organization. No harm, no foul.
Yeah,
understand that there may be a disrupting force that can better deal you. That's business.
Yeah.
That's all business. That's all business. But I think, too, is, the more you can get up front, like when we're talking about job offers. From my perspective as an executive recruiter, I like to talk to executives and say, all right, look, here's kind of where they're at. Everything's a negotiation. Pick a number, $200,000 base, 35% bonus, a little bit of equity, a reload package. Are you good with that? No, I need a little bit more. What do you need? What do you need in an offer to say yes? I need 250 base, 35% bonus, equity. Okay, so if they come to the table with 250 base, 35%, and equity, are you saying yes? Well, I need to think about it. Okay, then time out.
Right.
We're not at the offer stage yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah, if you get everything you want and you still have to think about it.
Yeah, you need to go take a step back, go talk to your wife, your husband, your significant other, your partner, whoever else is in your life. Talk about that. You need to sit there and think about, is this the job you want? Is this the company you want to work for? Can you be successful there? Once you come back and say yes to all those things, then we can start to negotiate an offer. But if you're saying, to the company, put it in writing and I'll think about it, you're not an offer. You're just wasting people's time. at that stage of the game. You're asking them to go put a whole bunch of processes in motion. A lot of times an offer letter takes 6 levels of approvals. It's got to go up. Sometimes it literally has to go all the way up to the CEO. Approval. So somebody has to march all the way this up to the CEO. The CEO looks at it and goes, "Do we really need to pay this guy $250,000?" Yeah.
Right.
And then a week later, he goes, "Well, what happened to that guy? What happened to that guy or that girl whose offer letter I signed? When did they start?
Yeah.
Oh, they turned us down."
Right.
Yeah.
So point being, like for the executive, what the executive should take away from this conversation is ask the question, what is it that you want?
Yep.
But once you know what the company wants, like you as an executive, before you make any sort of counter offer or anything like that, before you even make that commitment that you want to move forward and get into that stage, you have to know exactly what you want, to where if they gave it to you, it's 100%, it's a hell yes. Like there's no trepidation, there's no hesitation, there's no I need to think about it. Like just if they give me what I want, it's an automatic yes. And until you hit that stage, you're not at the stage where you're not at the negotiation phase. You're not at that offer phase.
Think of it like marriage. I say think of it like marriage. Yeah. Years ago, your now spouse, you went on a date and you had dinner and drinks and it was a conversation. And it was like, cool. If you enjoyed the dinner and drinks and the conversation, you had another conversation. And if those conversations got progressively better and the relationship got progressively better, ultimately it turned into a marriage proposal and everybody's one big happy family, right? If at any point down the road you get uncomfortable with something, you just say stop. Don't take people all the way down a path and they go, this isn't what I really want to look for. Don't waste people's time, either companies or executives. But I think it's about kind of putting it out there up front and saying, look, in the interview, here is what I'm looking for as an executive. As a business, here is what we need. From the offer process. Yes, I'm on board. Nobody wants to hear, I got to think about it. Like, what are you thinking about? Do you not like the job? Do you not like us? Do you not like, what are you thinking about? What do we need to do? Well, I just don't know. Now you're just being wishy-washy, wasting time.
Yeah.
So I think it's, hey, look, you had the conversation. If there's something in the conversation you didn't like, you say, take a step back and go, all right, I've got these 3, 4, 5 questions that I really need to define. Or, there are 3 things in my head that I need to define. From an offer standpoint, it's, if you come to the table with this, I'm saying, hell yeah, and I'm starting in 2 weeks and I'm on board. That's what people want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's when you've got a good, solid foundation. And you may tell the company, hey, look, I'm going to be above your budget. But if you come to if you do this, I'm on board with it. So I think it's being very clear with what you want and being very, very clear with what you can do up front so that, you don't go down a long path and find out, we're really not right for each other.
Does that help take out some of the ego-driven digging of the heels in, like taking offense to things in the negotiation phase? Does that head off some of that, or is that just an emotional maturity thing that everybody needs to just look at it as a negotiation, like the whole way through?
I think it's a emotional intelligence thing. And I think the emotional intelligence thing is, hey, look, take the emotions out of it. Understand it's 2 parties trying to put something together. It's business. It's just business. I'm a firm believer in put it all out at one time. Don't dribble. I need this. Okay, we gave you that. Oh, I just need one more thing. Classic negotiating tactic. Oh, I just need one more thing. Charlie Ergen from Dish Network is CEO of Dish Network. Is famous. He's an ex-professional poker player. He's famous for doing that. He's a great negotiator.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, just one more thing. But I think that, just one more thing in at some point it just starts to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
if you come back with just one more thing, hey, you're just being a jerk. From a company standpoint, it's like, hey, look, here's what we can do. Here, yes, we can. No, we can't. We can meet you in the middle. It's emotional intelligence. Don't get upset. Don't let this person drive you crazy. And on the flip side, to the candidates working with companies, don't owe one more thing. Don't owe one more thing me. Because I think that muddies waters.
Yeah, agreed.
Does that make, am I making sense? Is that clear as mud?
100%. Make sure you know what you want. And if you can visualize that offer coming back and they give you everything that you want, is it an automatic hell yes? And if not, then you're not at that stage yet. You shouldn't even entered that stage.
I think it's, yes, I want the job. Be very clear with that. If they can give me what I want from a comp standpoint, from a title standpoint, from a whatever standpoint, I'm on board.
Yeah.
From a company standpoint, if you come on board and you can do this, and this, we'll make you an offer. It's a beautiful, it turns out to be a beautiful relationship. But where things go sour is when people don't ask enough questions.
Yeah.
And the conversations get heated.
Oh, I love it. I love stories like that. That's so funny. Okay, so let's do this. What's the best way for people to reach out and connect with you?
Phone 910-509-7129. I don't even know my own phone number. 910-509-7129. Craig.
It's been a long year. Yeah.
COVID's killing me here. It's so anyway, yeah. So Craig at northstaresg.com. Website's northstaresg.com. So get a hold of me.
That's right. And make sure to go leave a review and a rating for the podcast. We appreciate all the ones that are already there. We read every single one of them, and we just appreciate people sharing the show, liking the show, telling other executives and other high level people in companies about the show. There's folks out there that give the podcast to their leadership teams and discuss it, each week. And so we love to hear stories like that. So keep those coming. We appreciate it. Craig, as always, a pleasure.
Thanks, Matt.